Alright. Sorry.
Welcome to episode 2 of Super Sunday on Geek and Game. Glad to have you back or here for the first time. This is where we talk about everything super under the sun. Yeah, let's jump into it. What's our first topic? We got talking about DC and how to fix it, and then we got
just powerful superwomen female superheroes in all comics, and how we could incorporate them into their respective universes to give a little bit more diversity.
Yeah, because the cinematic end of this thing has been so lacking on the super ladies. We need to get that shit sorted. And then third up, we're going to do a little bit of intellectual game of sort of like fantasy football, but more like
fantasy casting, debating.
So we're going to try and figure that out, and then kind of do like an ongoing flow from this here on out of like a dream cast for everything. It's going to be kind of interesting. You guys can pitch in your words, and we'll try and get that sorted somehow. So we're going to jump into it right away with... Oh, wait, what?
As always, if you look down below, you can skip ahead to the stories that are most important to you, or you can watch all of it. Anyways, we're going to jump right into the DC Cinematic Universe and how to fix it.
Because it needs fixing. Real
very,
bad.
Very, very much so.
All right, so...
So, I have a couple points. I've made this fairly brief on how to fix it.
Table.
So, biggest point... we need to take things slower. We are patient. We waited 10 years for a Avengers movie. We will wait a solid couple years for the Justice League. You need to take the time and build up these characters.
It's just... stop trying to force it. Stop trying to force it, DC. We get it. You want to make money. We want to give you our money. But you need to take some time. Just take your sweet time with it, and we'll watch everything you make.
Yeah, just let us get invested. Don't just throw everybody together and hope that something sticks.
Give us the solo movies first. I don't want to meet Aquaman in the Justice League movie.
I mean,
Jason Momoa did such a good job, and I barely got to see him.
I mean, if you're introducing, one character, like in Civil War, how they introduced Spider-Man, that's fine. Maybe two characters, that's okay. Not the whole flippin' team.
Yeah, they introduced 2 characters in that movie. 2? One, yeah, because T'Challa already got his run.
No.
Black Panther got his introduction in Winter Soldier, didn't he?
No, he didn't. He was Civil War 2. So 2.
2.
Black Panther and Spider-Man.
But it's fine.
But that's fine, because everybody else was so built up that having those 2 just introductions didn't make it weird, didn't feel rushed,
Everyone else had either their own solo movies or long arcs like Black Widow and...
Hawkeye.
And Hawkeye and Hulk.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, Hulk got his own movie.
Yeah, we're trying to forget that.
But we're not talking about Marvel.
Anyways.
We're just saying Marvel did it a lot better. Throwing it out there.
Point number 2. Don't do Flashpoint yet. Flashpoint is what you do when you have done everything else and you have no other options and you need to reboot, you need to recast younger characters. Don't rush it. Don't jump into Flashpoint.
It's like, and I'm not saying X-Men did a very good job in general, but Days of Future Past was the reset. They did everything else they could think of, and then they did Days of Future Past. Then they reset everything. And Flashpoint is that. It's something to reinvigorate, not to money grab.
Right? It's definitely something that as your characters are aging, Batfleck can only do this for so long.
And he knows it.
Yeah, he knows it. They've already hinted at it in the Justice League.
And even he himself has hinted at it, where he wants, he said he wanted a cool way to, segue out of the series.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course he does.
Yeah, he does. And that's okay. But we just got Justice League. Why are we resetting things? There's just no reason for it.
I really hope that they aren't doing it. I hope it's just a name.
I hope so too. I really hope it's just a name. And there is a good chance that it's just a name.
Good chance might be a bit much. It is DC.
But I am hoping for the best.
We got 2 movies and then a Justice League movie. That's insane.
Yeah, that is insane.
And Batman and Wonder Woman didn't even get... Or Wonder Woman got their own movie. It was 3 movies in the Justice League.
Yeah.
But yeah, Batfleck hasn't even had his own movie yet.
Nope.
We have a Justice League movie. And we're going to have an Aquaman movie and everything before we even get a Batfleck movie. If we get a Batfleck movie.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's insane.
So point number 3, go dark and gritty and don't hold back. DC is known for its dark and gritty comics. It is what we want.
We want the Killing Joke done right.
Yeah, no.
We want the death. We want the stakes. We want the brutality of it.
We want the real anti-heroes.
Yeah.
The ones that go dark and come back. And
Suicide Squad was a joke because they were afraid of going too far, because they were afraid of making a movie full of villains. But they made a movie full of villains anyways.
Yep, we need dark and gritty. We don't want them to pussyfoot around. We want it to just...
I don't even know what they're afraid of, because the R rating's been proven to work twice.
Yep.
Get to it. We want you to be great. Just be great.
You're known for your dark and gritty. Embrace it. Don't shy away from it. Don't try and be Marvel. You're not Marvel.
And you're only going to fail if you try to be.
Yep.
That being said.
Point number 4. Don't force so many comic streams into one movie. There's no need for it. Pick 2 or 3. Take your favorite parts. Blend them together. That's fine. That's what all movies do. And that's okay.
Yep.
But don't force like 7 or 8 stupid streams all at once. It's confusing to the audience. It's even more confusing to people who aren't up on the comics. Like, I read a ridiculous amount of comics, and I know that, so I can figure it out. I can piecemeal it together.
But you have storylines.
Average Joe's isn't going to be able to.
Myself, I'm not a DC fan. I don't read the comics from DC. I know there's a lot of gems in there, but I don't really know what's going on in the movies because I'm expected to know this stuff.
Yeah, and that's it.
Justice League barely made sense, and Batman v Superman didn't make sense because they tried to fit too much in, were forced to cut a bunch, and then you got left with something that just didn't make sense from beginning to end.
Oh.
You had a whole bunch of stuff that was just jam-packed in there trying to make sense, but it didn't.
Yeah, it was hard. Like, even for somebody like me who knows a lot about DC, it was hard to see that many streams and that ridiculous Lex Luthor.
I'm in the minority here. I love what Jesse Eisenberg did with that.
I don't. He played the Riddler. He did not play Lex Luthor.
He played a very, very different character than is in the comics, which is fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
it really is.
It's fine as long as the character he's playing isn't exactly like another villain.
True, but I don't know.
Just make him the Riddler and continue on your merry way.
He should have been the Riddler. Like, if they had just called him the Riddler, it would have been better. But I did enjoy that manic energy. I always do when Jesse Eisenberg's in a movie.
Oh yeah, he's an amazing actor. He did a really good job. He was playing a character that he wasn't supposed to be, and that's not okay. My last and final point is to just let Joss Whedon control everything. Whatever he says, just do it. And don't argue.
We're not trying to confuse points. Don't make it like the Avengers. You can't be light like the Avengers. But Joss Whedon knows what he's doing. Mm-hmm. He knows how to make a very technical group casting work together for complicated matters. Now, normally people are going to cite something like Buffy or Angel and say that he can't. Or, say, citing, like, the Avengers and saying that he can't handle that kind of dark grittiness. But when you look more into the way of Firefly, you can really see that he can handle those dark matters in the midst of his comedy and balancing them very well. Another beautiful example of that is Dollhouse. Yes. I know it only got 2 seasons, but it is dark. It is gritty. It has that manic energy. It's so well done. Much like Firefly, canceled before its time. Way before its time. I really do feel bad for Joss Whedon and his career because he's made some of the best film and TV shows that are in existence, and he keeps getting screwed over. He does. So this is Joss Whedon's time to shine. It happened again with the Avengers. Just listen to what he says. He is a genius. Just listen to him. Don't argue. Do what you're told and continue on. He knows exactly what he's doing, and if the executives butt the fuck out of his business, he might actually get something that everybody loves. And it'd be great. I am really, on the note of DC, I am really curious to see what they do with the next couple movies with the feedback they have gotten from fans. I'm not. I don't think they're going to fix it. I think they're going to continue trying to rush it. They're going to do Flashpoint, and they're going to ruin everything that it is. And I think the best thing for them to do right now is to drop it. To not do anything with what they have. To drop it and leave it alone. Leave it for years. Come back to it. with a new cast.
I'm not going years without a DC movie.
New directors, new executives, the whole 9 yards. Come back to it fresh later. Come back to it when everyone has forgotten the mess that they made. That's the best thing for them to do.
Yeah. I'd really like to see them change to pull. Because they're not going to stop. They're not. They're making money. They're not going to stop. I would really, really like to see them pull up their bootstraps and fix what they're doing and slow down and reassess the situation.
But they're making less and less. They are making money on their movies, but they're making less money. Every movie that they put out, they've been making less money.
Yes.
Still a lot of money.
Still a lot of money that they will keep going for a bit. I am very, very excited for an Aquaman movie. Jason Momoa was amazing. He was finally an Aquaman who's badass and to the point and brutal like he's supposed to be and not just a joke.
Yep.
Aquaman always gets to be a joke and it's really annoying and they finally... I mean, they have done good things. They have really good aspects to their movies. And I think because it's in its infancy, it's a little rough right now. I really do feel like they can pull it together later on.
That's just it. I don't know why they are both in their infancy and bothered with a Justice League movie.
Because they're trying to play catch up with Marvel, which was a stupid plan, but it's what they've done. They never should have
tried to play catch up.
No.
They started late. That's fine. But they can't act like they didn't. They can't just release a Justice League movie and expect everyone to know what the hell is going on.
No, they can't.
Now, they've really screwed it. They have. Because now they have to explain all their origins. They already did their team-up movie. Why do I want to go to the next Justice League movie?
See, okay, but there are ways they can fix that. Like, in Wonder Woman, you saw they did a flashback, which was cool. It was a really beautiful way to do that. With Aquaman, Aquaman's a nice easy one to go into because they can... It's
a separated world.
It's a very separated world, and you don't have to do the origin so much as just little references to it.
It's the only movie that DC has on their docket that I'm at all excited about.
I'm very excited for Batgirl.
True.
Batgirl's another one I'm very excited for.
Batgirl is an exception. I'm sure that's going to be good.
And Gotham Sirens, or whatever that one's going to be called.
I'm less sure about that one.
I have hopes for it. I'm not saying it's going to be amazing, but I have hopes for it.
Missed my mouth.
Good job.
Missed my mouth on camera.
I was being so serious.
Yep.
I hate you.
Yep, this was the non-jokey part, and I've ruined it. Yeah. I am sorry. It's all down my shirt. I can feel it. It is cold.
But either way, those are my opinions on how we can fix the DC Extended Cinematic Universe.
So much to be fixed.
I still feel like they can do it. I have hope.
There is one thing that they really, really have going for them, and that's Patty Jenkins as the director of Wonder Woman.
Yes.
She's returning for the second one.
Yes.
Which, I'm not too sure if you knew about it.
I do. I'm very excited.
I really think that Wonder Woman is easily the best movie that DC has and will have for however long they keep this ramshackle business going. But it really, really showed off how little they've done in Marvel to mirror that.
Yes.
Because there hasn't been any strong female. Now, I know a lot of people will go against that and say that Black Widow is a strong female, and yes, she is. She's fantastically strong.
But she hasn't had her own movie. She hasn't had her own spotlight.
So is Pepper Potts.
Yep.
Again, really, really strong female. This new MJ that they have seems like a really strong female. But none of them, even Sif, really strong female again. None of them have had their own movie. None of them have been deemed good enough
to be held separate. She hasn't had her own movie.
To be held separate from the rest of the male superheroes. And I'm not trying to say that Marvel at all is against...
No, they're not sexist or anything. They're just...
No, I don't think that's the case at all.
They're not putting enough priority on something they should be.
I do understand where they're coming from. I don't agree with the order that they've done it in. They've made a star out of Iron Man and Ant-Man and even way more importantly Guardians of the Galaxy. So why in the world did they wait so long to add Captain Marvel to the mix?
There's no reason for it. And even during in Ragnarok, they could have introduced She-Hulk.
They could have.
They could have, and they didn't.
She-Hulk's time has passed.
I know.
She-Hulk's best.
I just want a She-Hulk.
For those of you that are in the know about the comics, She-Hulk was a very, very heavy plot character for Civil War, and she played a large role in defending the rights of superheroes against the actions of Team Iron Man during the Civil War process, and defending them in the courts using her lawyer alter ego. She was incredibly important in the comics and just didn't exist in the movies. So I think that She-Hulk, if she were to come in, is not going to come in now.
No. But which makes me sad because She-Hulk is such a great character.
She would have been one of the strong females that could have her own movie. I really think that.
But she totally could hold her own movie. I mean, Daredevil's done incredibly well, and She-Hulk has a lot of parallels to that.
Yeah.
A lot.
Now, she still may come in the Netflix series. Obviously, there's some theories about I don't remember her name. The lady who played Trinity in The Matrix. I don't remember her name right now, but there's a possibility of her playing She-Hulk.
There is, and I'd be okay with it.
But I really
She-Hulk
think
is an amazing
I
character.
really think she's a strong enough character that she could have gone onto the big screen, and I think they missed their opportunity in a rather rushed Civil War. I'm not saying they can't retouch on the Civil War thing. It doesn't seem like an issue that's been dropped in the movies quite yet. It seems like it might come back around after Infinity War, because it's really not an issue that was resolved whatsoever.
No.
Even now in the new trailers for Infinity War, it looks like Cap is still underground.
Yeah.
So it's possible that this may still come back around and that She-Hulk might enter, but I do doubt it. It seems like her best time to come in has already gone. Yeah. And I think that with the list of possible superheroes to actually get their own solo movies being so low in the past, that they really should have rushed Captain Marvel a little bit more and put her out a little bit sooner.
Yeah.
That being said, this whole Marvel-Fox deal has really opened up a whole lot of opportunities for strong female characters to come in. We have Rogue, especially with the Miss Marvel connection there.
Oh, yeah.
For those of you that don't know, Rogue was a villain of the X-Men universe, who then she has the power to suck to...
She was not Anna Paquin's character.
No.
She was not Anna Paquin's character.
She has the ability to, much like Anna Paquin in the X-Men movies, she has the ability to assume the powers of those that she touches and suck some of the life force out of them. Now, she did that to Captain Marvel and assumed not only her powers, but some of the personality of Miss Marvel. Captain Marvel. Same character. Just
got an upgrade.
Weirdness. But when she does that, she gets the guilt for everything that she did wrong and becomes a hero and joins the X-Men, which is great. She also keeps permanently some of Captain Marvel's powers, which is like flying and superpower. Super strength.
Superpower.
Just superpower in general.
She's just superpower. She's not Omega level.
She does not get the blasting things that Captain Marvel has, though, which is an interesting whatever. Now, Rogue could be definitely someone who could get her own movie. I think that's a super rich backstory that they could go into. Storm is another one.
Who
can easily get her own movie. Jean Grey seems very closely tied to like Cyclops and Professor X. I don't know about that for sure.
She is, but I mean, if they did the Dark Phoenix saga, it would be an X-Men one, but it would be heavily centered around her.
I think maybe a Dark Phoenix one might be a good one to explore after.
Yes, after we learned about our characters a little bit.
Yeah, even if it is a solo movie, I think it would be like an after the fact to like substantiate her character within the X-Men universe inside the MCU. Ugh, I burped.
Don't do that. Just no.
So yeah, introduce her character that way, and then maybe give her a solo movie afterwards.
You can talk great today.
My mouth is dry because I have been talking a lot.
Okay, he never shuts up.
I have been talking constantly about this subject. I am passionate about women.
That came out way worse than you meant for it to.
Being in strong female roles. Yeah. Not dominatrix style. Like, strong in media, you know? You know what I'm talking about. Don't be weird about this.
On the DC side of that, there are a lot of strong female, like we touched on before, Batgirl. Batgirl is going to be amazing.
Out of left field, too. Was not expecting a Batgirl movie before I got a Robin movie.
But yeah, no, not even a little bit. But
Good job, Joss Whedon. I'm just saying.
But they might introduce Robin in that. I mean,
Maybe.
Batgirl and Nightwing were together a lot.
Maybe.
And, I mean, they dated off and on. It would be a nice way for them to introduce Nightwing. Because, I mean, Batman is older, so you gotta assume Nightwing's a bit older, too. Like, he's not Robin anymore, he's Nightwing. So, I mean, there's that.
Yeah.
It would make sense. I'd be okay with that.
It would be a nice way to do it.
It would be a really nice way to do it. There's also, there's so many. We are supposed to get a standalone Harley movie. I don't know how I feel about Margot Robbie as Harley, but...
I'm on the fence.
I'm on the fence.
She's a good actress.
She's a very good actress.
She's almost a good Harley.
That movie
She is almost a good Harley.
She is.
She nailed the accent for about a quarter of the movie. And then, I don't know what happened.
This really hurts me.
She really did nail the accent.
Oh, yeah.
And then it just disappeared.
Yeah. This hurts me. As some of you might know, Harley is my absolute favorite character ever.
It's like we
for
have
any reason.
an ornament of her right there or something.
I love Harley. Harley is my baby. So watching Suicide Squad was hard for me because Harley, I understand that they're going to go with an early Harley because you have to really make it make sense. Mm-hmm. But Harley is so much more than what she was portrayed as in that. She's so strong.
Very complex character.
She is. She goes through all this mental abuse and trauma, and she goes through...
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to give it an R rating.
Okay, mistakes were made.
What are, they're owned by Disney, right?
I'm gonna hurt you.
Why is Disney buying the company that gives the R rating? Anyways,
I don't
continue on about your Margot.
As I was saying, she's such an amazing, complex character. I'd really like to see a lot of her with Poison Ivy after she leaves the Joker, and Ivy is a really pinnacle character to create her arc going further. Show her that you don't always have to be the victim. You don't always have to just do what you're told. You can stand up and be your own person.
With Gotham Sirens, right?
Yes.
That could be a great hit.
It could be, especially, I mean, you could go to a whole different audience if you actually keep the Harley Poison Ivy romance, too, because that's a beautiful part of the comics, is their little romance, and how Poison Ivy just protects her and takes her in when she's at her lowest and builds her up.
Does also give them the wonderful opportunity to bring in another strong female character of Catwoman.
Yes.
Which... Catwoman's one of my favorites.
She's amazing. DC cornered the market on strong female characters from the get-go. And they just, both sides of this, Marvel and DC, really need to capitalize on that more. Wonder Woman showed that we're craving strong, independent female characters that kick ass.
I loved every second of it. Wonder Woman. Well, okay, I didn't love every second of it. The last 20 minutes were a little rough. I don't know why they picked that route, but whatever. The rest of the movie's fantastic.
It is amazing, and I'm very excited for Wonder Woman 2.
There's also, the X-Men brings in so many rich, full characters that they do, and
they deal with so many different issues than normal superheroes would. They deal with real world issues. They're probably the most realistic superheroes.
Extreme
racism, prejudice, how do I say that?
Prejudices.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but you have Kitty Pryde is another fantastic one. Psylocke is another great one. Rogue, of course. Jean Grey, maybe. Storm is great. Really solid part of her story arc, apart from the X-Men, is Black Panther. Black Panther's already a character that has his own movie and a second movie, I think, in the plans.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. There's so many more X-Men. Scarlet Witch, by the way, is kind of a part of that whole thing with Magneto.
Yeah.
So there's that can be explored. Also,
Mystique is another one. She could do a standalone movie. Easy.
Hell, Magneto's probably a little upset that his son is dead, so that's a thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, once they bring him in and...
They killed his son.
They did.
Before he could even exist.
I don't know how they're going to address that, actually. I don't know if they're going to address it. They might just glaze right over it.
They might not.
They might not. They might. I don't know.
I have no idea. I feel like Scarlet Witch would probably like to know her dad.
Probably. But I mean, but already in this, they said their parents were dead.
So, as far as they know.
Yeah, I mean, they could be adoptive parents. But, I mean, if they go with their parents are dead, then Magneto might be something else. Because there are comic streams where Magneto's not the father, right? Pretty sure.
Yeah, there's one where Wolverine is the father and they're incestuous lovers.
Okay, so
I don't think
Marvel,
don't
do that, please.
I don't think they're going with that story arc.
Just
a
do
guess.
That.
Just a guess.
I'm sorry, I'm much more up on my DC.
Yeah, Marvel's my thing. But I don't know. I think it would be really nice if, like, even Magneto's from Germany. That's not that far off.
No.
From
Sarkovia?
Czechoslovakia?
Sarkovia. The Sarkovia Accords.
You're right.
I was
You're
right.
right.
I was right.
Right.
Huh.
I was making a joke about Eurasian countries. No offense. No offense whatsoever. It's just
I usually don't get geography anything right.
Sokovia, I'm pretty sure, is not a real place. That's what the joke was. Just so that there's no offense ever taken. I was confusing a fictional place with like a real place. I'm pretty sure, unless Sokovia is a place. In which case, I'm really sorry about Sokovia. I'm really sorry about that, but I really don't think you're a real place. I'm kidding. I mean, I'm pretty darn like 95% sure Sokovia is not a real place. Although everything else in Marvel is a real place, so She's gonna Google that.
I am. You continue on. I will
fact
Google.
Fact checker right over here.
I am fact checker.
But yeah, X-Men's a fantastic source. Not to mention Fantastic Four coming out. So there's of course Sue Storm, but she's gonna be involved in the whole Fantastic Four. She's not gonna get her own solo movie.
It is a fictional location.
95%.
Look at you go.
Only 5% of me was doubting that. So next up, I think we're all done with that topic. Moving on to the game, quote unquote. I did air quotes in both of the videos now. Movies, that's what they are.
Yeah, these are movies.
Totally.
So for this game, it is very similar to fantasy football. Well, the draft picking section of it, anyways, which David would not know. Anyways, it is very. So we pick characters that are not currently in any sort of superhero role.
Currently or have ever been before. That's the extra
catch. That's the extra catch.
So, before you correct us, double check that, they weren't anything. If you do correct us, sorry, we're human. We missed it. We tried actually really hard to pick people who had never been a superhero.
Yeah.
Or in a superhero movie.
Yes.
Ever before.
Yeah.
Superhero movie, TV show. Not game. I don't think we included that. I don't think we care about that. That's a bit too much.
That was. So anyways, we'll go back and forth debating our points. We will select a winner for each one. If you disagree with us, let us know in the comments. Make your argument.
Nope.
We love to hear your guys' arguments.
Totes.
So who's going first, you or me?
Rock, paper, scissors. Bam, bam, bam. I win.
Well, fine then.
So, first up on the docket is Professor X. So, that means you go first, right?
No, you go first. Just
fine.
go. You started talking.
Whatever. I'll do it. It's fine. So, I got Mark Strong. Mark Strong's fantastic. He already played the mentor role.
Root?
Roll. Mentor role. In... what the hell is that movie called?
I have no idea. I don't even know who Mark Strong is.
Mark Strong in Kingsman. Thank you. Brain.
The old guy?
You eventually got there.
The older guy?
No, not the older guy. That was Michael Caine.
No, not that old guy.
Mark Strong, the bald guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he played Merlin
in
Kingsman. Fantastic mentor role. Did a really good job. He's always got that really just air of wisdom about him. I think he would just nail this role while bringing a sense of humor to it that just hasn't been yet. I know James McAvoy was a little bit funny, but he definitely wasn't the same kind. He was like an earlier version of Patrick Stewart kind of funny, where he's got just like a hint of funny, but he's mostly about doing the right thing all the time.
Yeah.
Mark Strong's got that humor, that humorous touch, where even if he says something that's not funny, it's still kind of funny, and that just gives such a nice air to him that I really like. What's yours?
Jeff Bridges.
Horrible choice. What the fuck's wrong with you? Give your argument. Give your argument.
I think he's got the chops. I think he's the closest person to replace Patrick Stewart. That's basically it. Like, he's got the acting chops. You've seen it in many roles that he's played. He can do the mentorship. I think he's
so gruff.
Yeah, but I mean, look at Logan.
What about Logan?
Professor X was a lot more gruff in that.
No, he was insane. He was going senile. That's not gruff. That's, I've had a nice long life, and my brain is leaving me. It's not the same as gruff. Jeff Bridges is a better Magneto, if anything. Someone who's really gone through the shitter. And he's come out the other side. That's not
but
Professor X.
Professor X.
Professor X had a nice life.
No, he didn't.
He had a nice life up until he found out he was a mutant.
Yeah, exactly. And then all of a sudden he could hear everybody's voices all at once. That would have been traumatizing. To hit that point where all of a sudden you hear everything and have no idea how to block anything out.
But
that's got to be traumatizing.
If you have someone that gruff, how do you have someone be gruffer as Magneto? You're setting the bar down here for pleasantness, and then you're going to have Magneto down here.
But I mean, who says they both can't be gruff? You could take a different turn with this.
I think that's a horrible idea. I mean, you got, like, Professor X is supposed to be the teacher at a school. The principal, essentially. The dean. The guy who has to deal with young children all the time, every day.
Fine,
You're going to want someone who, like, can speak to them.
Fine, I will give you this one.
Yeah, Mark Strong for the win. Your turn next.
I have Magneto next.
You're going to beat me. You're going to beat me.
So I have Gary Oldman.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do have Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman might have been my pick first.
But I do my work faster.
Well,
so
specifically, he was our pick, and then I had to pick a new one.
Yes, because
I'm a
picked
nice
first.
person.
I picked first. I am always right.
I'm a nice person.
Gary Oldman would just be an amazing Magneto.
I disagree.
No, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't. You already agreed to...
I found a better pick afterwards.
No, you didn't.
Donald Sutherland.
No.
Really?
No.
Just no?
Just no.
He's just as acclaimed as Gary Oldman is.
He is. But Gary Oldman's just better. Always.
You know what Gary Oldman doesn't have? Or rather, what he does have. The Everman quality. Saw it in Sirius Black. You saw it in his Jim Gordon. He has the Everman quality. It's part of the lovable thing about him. Donald Sutherland has the air of greatness to him.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. You remember him from Hunger Games?
Yeah. Did not like him. I didn't like his portrayal. It was cheesy and stupid and one of the worst things about that movie.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's an X.
I get that one.
Ladies and gents, that's an X. I knew I was going to lose going into it. Gary Oldman's a fantastic choice for Magneto.
I appreciate you making the effort to argue with me.
I tried. Gary Oldman is a fantastic choice. He has all the acting chops. All of them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, have you seen him in Fifth Element? You just compare that to Sirius Black, and it's like worlds apart.
It really is.
I can't pick anyone better.
Nope.
Who's next?
You two.
Me.
You're next. Just pick the next person on your list. I can figure it out.
Jean Grey. Natalie Dormer. Because, come on. Just come on. She's like the best. She's the best at everything. As far as female strong characters go, she can play everything from vulnerable to sadistic motherfucker. And that's what you need for Jean Grey. Most people make the mistake of making her either too likable or too unlikable. You have to have someone who can do both. You have to have someone who can play that entire spectrum, because then you can show the growth over a span of many movies. You can show how the Phoenix Force slowly breaks her down and turns her into someone who can dematerialize her best friends and her mentor. You need someone who can just tear apart the humanity inside of them. For that, you need Natalie Dormer.
Well, I agree with you. Natalie Dormer really does belong in an X-Men role. I don't see her as Jean Grey. I don't... She can't pull off the vicious. No questions about it. The more vulnerable side... Yes, she can pull off vulnerable. She can't pull off Jean Grey's natural air. Because she's vulnerable but sophisticated. She's intelligent. She's... Generally, when Natalie Dormer plays vulnerable, she gets ditzy. She does.
I don't see it. I mean,
my choice would be. Oh, I'm going to butcher her first name. Saoirse Ronan. Saoirse?
Yeah.
Saoirse?
Yeah.
I like her. She definitely plays the Jean Grey very, very nicely.
Yes.
When you hit Dark Phoenix, some of the movies she's been in, she hits that cold. She hits cold and meticulous.
I don't think she'd be able to hit the spectrum.
I think she could. Especially over a span of many movies. I don't think she could do it in one movie, but in a span of many movies, she's going to grow into that role amazingly.
I think she can either do extremely likable, and I mean extremely, she's a really charismatic actress, or she can do cold robotic. Cold robotic to me is different than pure evil. Pure evil is something that you see in actors like Ian Rim, I can't say his name for the life of me, from Game of Thrones as Ramsay Bolton. That's pure evil.
Which I understand.
Or Joffrey, again from Game of Thrones, is pure evil.
But the Dark Phoenix isn't pure evil. The Dark Phoenix is cold and calculating.
Phoenix is anger. Phoenix is rage.
She is, but she comes off completely cold. Like, yes, it is rage, but it's a very cold. It's
fiery.
Very calculating.
It's fiery. It's not cold. It's you are beneath me.
You also have to take into consideration the Phoenix Force.
Yes.
Phoenix Force. Okay. I don't know why I was going to say Chronicle. I don't. Oh, my brain is failing me. The Phoenix Force is a god. Mm-hmm. Like you said, she is above everyone else. Saoirse Ronan can do that. Be the complete just god.
Right. But it's not just I believe myself to be above you. It is you should not even speak to me.
Which I personally think...
I think that...
I think my biggest issue is I could see Natalie Dormer fitting in somewhere else as a different character way better than I can as Jean Grey. She would make an amazing Mystique.
I don't think she would. Well, no, it's not even that I don't think she would. I think she would be wasted on it. Because Mystique, unlike the new X-Men movies, has shown, she is not the character that goes from goody-goody, Professor X's best friend, to assassin? I guess? No. She's not that character.
No.
She is a bad person. She is an evil supervillain. And she is that the entire time. And even then, she's only Mystique for a very small portion of her life. Like, for her time on screen, she's more accurate to the original X-Men trilogy in that she doesn't get played by the actress. It's a waste to have her that way. Yeah. There's no way, when portrayed by Jennifer Lawrence, that she would look like Jennifer Lawrence most of the time. Fine. The real Mystique just wouldn't do that.
I will give you that one.
Who's up next?
I have Cyclops.
You still got that, eh?
Oh, yeah. I am going to go hard with...
last time, too.
Yep. I really would like to see Jared Padalecki as Cyclops.
And I went with someone who can actually act.
No! Jared Padalecki can act. He is an amazing actor. Just to go from who he was on Gilmore Girls, like this boy next door, country charmer, to his role as Sam. He is... And just his arc as Sam in the 13 seasons, to go from a young, naive kid to soulless. Like, his area of soulless is an amazing actor. It shows how much skill he has as an actor.
See, the person I picked, the only issue with him is that he's not very tall, but that's been fixed many times before. With him, literally. Like, he has the acting chops, right? I'm not going to say Jared Padalecki doesn't necessarily. But Jared Padalecki has never worked with any real stars. He has never worked on big movies. He's worked with other people that are his peers, and he's worked with lessers. No offense to the other people in The Mist. Sorry. But Josh Hutcherson has worked with the real big names. Brendan Fraser, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Like, he's worked in the industry, the silver screen. He's worked with Jennifer Lawrence, and he's done massive franchises already. He knows how to do this. He can portray these characters over long distances of time in the silver screen. Is that how they refer to it?
Yes.
Big screen, whatever, big screen. He knows how to do that. Like, he did the Hunger Games and was applauded for 4 movies. 4 movies where people handed money for the movies. Even a split-up double feature stupid trilogy finale.
But there's no way you can say Jared Padalecki can't go the distance when he's played the same character for 13 years.
Yeah. The one character.
Yes, Cyclops is one character.
Why has he never moved out, though?
Because Supernatural's amazing, and you can't have Supernatural.
Because nobody else wants to hire him because he's typecast.
And I think this would be a really good way for him to break that mold. Because he is capable of it.
I picked someone who's refused to be typecast. Josh Hutcherson did Hunger Games and is still working.
I also don't think he'd be interested in a superhero.
Oh, as is.
I really don't.
Who doesn't want to join the MCU right now? Can you name a single actor that actually would be like, nope, not interested whatsoever?
Sean Connery?
He's retired.
I tried.
He's been retiring for like a decade.
Okay, fine, you can have
Yeah,
this.
got it. Next one's going to be a much harder sell. Alright, next up for me is Beast. I went with someone that I'm less sure of than I used to be. I picked a bit of a left fielder. Fantastic actor with fantastic charisma. He's always been amazing. And I just realized I can't pick up some. Val Kilmer played Batman. Forgot.
Yeah, he did.
I forgot. What's your choice?
Nathan Fillion would be the best Beast ever.
He got taken out last time. You can't use Nathan Fillion. Also played an actor, Wonder Man.
Oh,
Played a superhero. I said actor. Also played a superhero.
but he never
Wonder
made it
Man.
onto the screen.
He's on the DVD.
Oh,
He's
okay.
in the deleted scenes. I'm sorry.
So we don't have a Beast?
He will be in the next edition
Beast
of Fantasy
will.
Casting. Hey,
If you have any...
came up with a name.
There we go. If you have any ideas for Beast who you'd like to see, definitely leave them down at the bottom because we suck at Beast.
We did this twice.
We
did this in the practice rounds too.
Yep, we screwed it up.
We're idiots.
Yep.
But you knew that. Come on now.
Oh yeah, that's why you love us. We're lovable idiots.
Yeah, exactly. So I just went with my stupid choice and your stupid choice.
Yep.
Yours is next.
I have Wolverine next.
Ooh, Wolverine. Okay, I picked a new actor for this.
Okay.
Go for it.
I picked a newish actor. He's on a very successful TV show. He is one of the very few people I could see stepping into the role after Hugh Jackman. That name, I wanted to say Hugh Laurie, and I knew it wasn't
Just that
right.
guy who's played Wolverine for the last 13 years.
Yeah, and I just wasn't there. I've picked Kit Harington, as some of you might know. That is Jon Snow from Game of Thrones.
He doesn't have the brutality.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't. He's the good guy. He's the good guy. He'd be a better Cyclops. You should have put him as Cyclops.
I probably should.
Yeah, fantastic Cyclops. Dark and broody and always wanting to follow the rules. But then he turns one day. Would have been a good Cyclops.
Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun.
I picked someone who's already played brutality very well on a very critically acclaimed show whose actors haven't moved on yet. Game of Thrones is getting deals left, right, and center.
Yes, sir.
Vikings, on the other hand, has not.
I haven't watched it yet.
Vikings is a brutal show. It's about Vikings.
Thanks, Tips.
It's a
Never would have guessed that.
It's about the rape and pillage. It's about the animal within. It's about tearing your opponent apart. Clive Standen.
I don't know who that is.
Not the main character, but someone who is a warrior in the show. Massively destroying everyone in his path. Just a rage machine. That's what Wolverine is. And in addition, he can play the sentimental. Interpersonal.
Your argument has no effect on me. I have no idea who you're talking about.
I'm describing him.
Yeah, that doesn't help me.
Okay, well, it's
Back
like...
to Kit Harington.
It's like the
He can
website that I
play
got
the
him off
brutal.
of, though. Essentially, playing a Viking is all you need to know when casting Wolverine.
And playing the leader of the Night's Watch is all you need to know when casting Wolverine.
No.
Yeah.
Wolverine's not a leader. He's not.
He doesn't?
He's the guy that you say, go cut that guy apart, and he does it.
That's what Jon Snow does.
No.
Yes, he does.
Jon Snow hasn't followed a single order since he got to the Night's Watch.
Neither does Wolverine. Wolverine generally just does his own thing.
Except you just said he's a leader.
No, I didn't.
Well, you said leader of the Night's Watch.
Yes, but I mean that kind of brain power. I mean, Wolverine's a fairly smart character. I can't see somebody with just brute
Smart
force.
might be a stretch.
I'm not letting go of this one.
Me either. I don't think Kit Harington... I don't even care about my guy. Kit Harington is not Wolverine.
Yes, he is.
No! You should have picked him for Cyclops. I would have agreed with you. He's not Rage. He's not. He hasn't shown it once in all of Game of Thrones. Not Rage.
I still think he could.
Survivalist, but not Rage.
I think he could.
Not to mention he failed on the silver screen. He failed when he got to the big time.
Doing what?
He was in another movie.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what. It was a movie where he had a sword. Pompeii. Pompeii.
Pompeii?
Pompeii. I said it
I
right the first time
it.
and then doubted it and then went back. Pompeii, he was in it. It's a horribly unsuccessful movie.
Fine, I will give it to you.
Yeah. That's okay. I've lost value humor, but I'll get my Clive stand-in on. Last one. Storm. I know who this lady is, and you don't. Well, actually, you should. You will after I decide. Freema. I don't know her last name, and I'm sorry. Well, I know it. It's right here. I don't know how to say that shit.
I can't even read your writing, so I can't help you.
Freema Egiaman? She played a lovely companion in Doctor Who.
Oh, the...
Martha.
Yeah. Thank you. I couldn't remember
I think
who
she was
that
going to say Black Lady.
No!
I feel like that was really obvious because I was picking Storm.
No, I was going to say 10th something. 10th companion.
So, obviously, she played Martha, and she's fantastic in that role. Some people might not know her, some people might, but she's been on a number of different shows in the UK and has yet to break to North American movies. But she's a very well-known actor over there with a very wide range of capability as an actress. Martha showed a large number of those.
She did.
She's very strong, she's very forceful, and she's really everything the Storm needs to be.
So I want a bit younger.
Why
Not
is
a
that?
lot younger, but a bit younger. I don't know, to me, Storm coming in, I see her being a little bit younger. Not a lot younger.
A little bit more
but
like X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah, a little bit more that style. I went with Nicole Berry.
I don't know who that is.
She is the lead girl from Sleepy Hollow. The cop lady.
I don't know it.
Oh, she plays she plays the role fantastically. I have problems.
How much work has she done? Is that just her only...
That is her biggest one. The role, though, is quite complex. It's a very complex character. It goes from being completely... Like, at the start of the show, she doesn't at all believe in any sort of supernatural, whatever, even though she had a very supernatural experience as a child that led to her sister being locked up in a psych ward and is still there. She completely shuts all of that out. Just, nope, this didn't happen. I'm going to follow logic and reason no matter what, to eventually be able to open up to it. And when she opens up to it, she ends up with her own powers in her own right, and she's incredibly strong and smart and brave and everything that Storm is. Like, she basically plays Storm's character without being in the X-Men.
How old is the fellow that plays T'Challa?
I believe he's in his 30s. She's in her late 20s. So it would work.
That's reasonable.
It is. It's not a huge gap.
I don't know. I'll give it to you. Just for the sake of giving a younger actress a little bit more of an effort or a chance, and also because I'm winning.
Fair. I like that.
And I still win, actually.
Yeah, you still win.
4-3, ladies and gents.
But
I win.
But once we hit DC, I will wipe the board.
Probably not, because I'm good at arguing.
Anyways, that is our show today. Show for today. Wow, I can't talk.
Blah, 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 yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. This is our show for today. This is David. I am Amber. And as always, this is Geek and Game.
And special announcement. Sort of special. I mean, it's episode 2, so it's not like it's been a long time since we announced anything, because we only just started. So, normal announcement. New announcement. a thing that we are talking about today.
A very exciting thing that is going to be happening next week.
We are going to be starting a new show. A newer show than this new show, even though this new show is only just new. And this is only episode 2. We are starting a new show next week called Watch Us Play Wednesday. So, next Wednesday, we are going to be putting up a video of us playing a video game. That's the other half of it. Get it? It's Geek and Game. This is the Geek, that is the game. Sunday, Wednesday, that's how it works. It's cool.
Are you okay?
No. What? Who?
You look like you're about to have a seizure.
So, yeah, that's like the new thing. That's the thing.
Again, if you don't want to miss that first video, hit the subscribe button down below.
Boom,
you know you
boom,
want to.
Boom, that little bell. Get to that. You know how to do it. It's on the little notification thing, like right next to the subscribe button. If you go in there, yeah, right down there, and then you press that bell. It'll let you know like right away. If you don't hit that, then you won't know. And if you don't know, you can't really watch it, can you? I mean, you might happen upon it, but you wouldn't want to do that. You definitely want to know like sooner rather than later. I mean, you could wait.
Being a happy accident is just as good as watching it the first time. Anyways, we're Amber and
David.
and this is Geek and Game. Thanks so much. Bye.